Good day to you. My name is Uma Gopalakrishnan and I'm going to take you through the session of business communication. Our first session is on nature and scope of business communication. How did the word communication originate? It originated from the Latin word communis, which means common. And business, as we know, is any set of economic activity whose ultimate objective is to make profit. And the combination business communications objective is to help achieve any business in its profit motives. What is nature of communication? It is a process. It has a beginning because it has a sender. It goes through a media and then it reaches the receiver. And this process of sending and receiving is the communication process. It is inevitable. I don't think anything can survive without communication. We are communicating all the time. It's like breathing. In any living atmosphere, whether we be plants, animals or human beings, we are communicating all the while. Meaning based, every communication has a meaning. Even when we breathe, we communicate that we are alive. When we close our eyes, we say we are asleep, taking rest. So whether verbal or non-verbal, we are communicating all the while. Communication could be intentional and unintentional. Intentional when it serves a particular purpose and we want it to reach a certain audience the way we want to send it. And unintentional when we convey when we may not want to convey what we want to convey, like we are stressed or we are nervous, and those things are visible in a non-verbal gestures that we make. Communication is systematic because it is a series and it's a process. A two-way traffic because there is a sender and there is a receiver. So while the sender is giving information, the receiver is accepting and giving feedback. So it's a two-way process. Communication is a social process. All social beings communicate and human beings are no exception. A dynamic process because it is ever changing. What we say today, we may not say tomorrow. I say this instant, I may not be saying the next instant, and hence it is dynamic all the while. A continuous process. It keeps on going in one form or the other, verbal, non-verbal, written. It's a continuous process. Communication involves interaction and transaction. When I convey something, I'm interacting with you. Similarly, when you say something, you are interacting with me, and in the process a transaction happens. It is a spiraling process because when we start the communication process, the levels at which two human beings are totally different. There is a build-up that keeps happening as the level of trust improves, and it's a spiral that takes to the final output, which is a proper understanding and a trust that is created. It is contextual because different things we say at different places have different meanings. Needs proper understanding. The reason to have effective communication is that we convey what we want to convey, and that is extremely important from a business communication point of view. Leads achievement of the organization objective. In fact, business communications objective should be that it should lead to an achievement, and that's why it has to be done in a proper fashion. Dispels misunderstanding. If only communication was not there, or if there was no proper communication in a business environment, there could only be misunderstandings, and hence it's important that there is a proper channel of communication to dispel the same. It has 4 specific skills: reading, writing, speaking and listening. It is all pervasive. It is there all the while. It shares thoughts and ideas which produces response. That's the whole idea, isn't it? That we want to say something and we expect some feedback so that some action and reaction can happen. And that's what business is all about. It is the lifeblood of the business. I think it's the lifeblood of the social process itself, and in fact it plays a major role as far as business is concerned. because anything that happens in business happens through communication, and that too effective communication. Now let's see how classification of communication happens. We have intrapersonal communication, interpersonal communication, group communication and mass communication. Intrapersonal communication, if you see, we are constantly talking to ourselves. I'm sure you would have noticed people walking on the road, sometimes talking aloud. That is intrapersonal communication. We communicate ourselves to ourselves, thoughts, processes, what we want to communicate probably. Interpersonal communication, where we talk to another person and we are trying to convey some message or the other. Group communication, a sales meeting or a HR meeting, where a group of HRs or a group of salespeople talk, where they understand what they're trying to talk, and it's normally a small group of 8 to 10. Something is being conveyed as far as the particular function is concerned. Mass communication, what our political leaders do. We are communicating to the mass a message, saying these are my election, manifestos and so on. Communication also can be classified on the basis of the medium employed. How are we communicating? Verbal communication, when the whole thing is oral, it's called verbal communication. It's done very often in training. It is done very often in politics, where people are, there's mass communication happening. Non-verbal communication, aren't we doing that all the time? The usage of body language and other gestures are all part of the non-verbal communication, because it complements the verbal communication and makes it more effective. Meta communication. Sometimes we communicate to say certain things in a certain way, like saying, Shrikant, it's good to see you getting up in the morning. It says that he normally doesn't get up so early in the morning, and that's a message conveyed, and normally the receiver understands that this is being said for what is and why it's being said. The process of communication. How does the communication process actually happen? Okay, it involves 2 or more persons participating through a medium, either verbal or through written, and carries the information or message for a particular purpose. The purpose may be to convince a customer to buy a product, or it could be to train a person on a particular topic, which is mutually understood by both the sender and the receiver. So the sender knows that he is communicating because he wants to position his product to the seller, to the person who wants to buy it. And in a training atmosphere, the trainer is saying whatever he wants to say because he wants to communicate to the trainee that this is what the whole idea, the concept is all about. Only when these conditions are fulfilled, a significant communicative situation will take shape. So whatever is being understood is important. What the person is saying and what the person is receiving, and there is an understanding there. Elements of the communication process. For the communication process to materialize, it is essential that the basic elements of communication be identified, and they are sender, who is an encoder or a speaker, receiver, who is a decoder and listener, message, the content itself, medium, is it verbose, is it written, or is it non-verbal, feedback, what is being perceived, which comes in from the receiver,